WWE has officially confirmed that the wild card rule is done. That's right, guys. We're talking about it all in today's video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Don't forget to smash that like button, and let's jump right into it. Alright guys, welcome back to Destination PW. My name is Zango. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Tango with Tango. And yes, we are talking about the draft because it has officially been confirmed by WWE that it is back. WWE has confirmed it is coming back October 11th, and the following week of after Friday Night Smackdown, they will continue it for part 2 on Monday Night Raw. And we have some incredible details on this. And actually, I got really excited when I saw this report from Fox, from WWE, because ultimately this is going to be exciting for pro wrestling fans. If you are somebody who has given up on WWE, maybe because you are excited about AAA and NJPW and AEW and MLW, I get it. It's completely fine. But trust me, this might be worth looking into because WWE is looking at doing something that made them very, very popular in the early 2000s, and that is bringing back the draft. Now, we know the draft is coming back, but who will be making the picks for the draft? Well, we're going to talk about that as well. And where do you guys see certain superstars going? Well, we do have some spoilers as well. Don't know how that affects things, but we will go over it. But guys, we are going to ask this question to everybody. We have a poll in the top right corner. Let us know, are you guys happy with WWE ending the wild card rule? And we're going to talk about that in just a second, but go ahead and leave a vote in the poll above. Go ahead and vote yes or no. Let us know what you guys think. And of course, hopefully we can go over the results sometime soon. But yeah, the wild card rule is done. You know, the rule where WWE said 4 individuals can go back and forth between brands. Well, WWE made this rule probably as a way to help ratings or whatever it may be, but it actually did a lot of harm for WWE. And look, the biggest issue that we've had with WWE television isn't even necessarily the storylines, but it seems to be the issue of overexposure. This is something that a lot of people have talked about. If you guys know, Brandon does everything. He has tweeted about this a little bit too, and we've had some good convos on Twitter, and a lot of people have been talking about this, and it just seems to be an issue. Like overexposure, guys are being used way too much, and this is something that AEW says they don't want to do, but I kind of understand why WWE does it, and I think AEW is going to have to do it as well. I think it's something that you can't necessarily fix all the time. Because obviously, even with the WWE draft, you are still going to have a little bit of overexposure with your top stars on Raw and SmackDown. But what this does obviously mean is the opportunity for guys who have not necessarily been used as much to get some TV time, and that should be really exciting by separating the brands. But where are we at with this whole process? Well, guys, WWE will be having a draft on Friday Night SmackDown and then on Monday Night Raw. And essentially what's going to be happening is a 2-part series. Analysts from Fox will be announcing the picks of the draft on Friday Night SmackDown. And on Monday Night Raw, the analysts or people from USA Network will be announcing those on Monday Night Raw. So what's actually really cool is this is not Eric Bischoff versus Paul Heyman. In fact, this is going to be a network versus network type of thing. And I think Fox, if you guys have watched Fox, you guys know that Fox is really good with this kind of stuff because obviously the NBA and MLB and all these other companies, sports companies, it's incredible. It's going to be really, really sweet to see how this works because I'm starting to get the idea that WWE is taking some notes from Major League Sports, and I think we're going to get a glimpse of that. And obviously having Fox analysts, be maybe having like their own little panel, I think it's going to be really cool. Most importantly, within this entire situation, they are truly separating the rosters. So WWE is not allowing people to cross over the rosters. In fact, WWE has also appointed individual writing teams for Raw and SmackDown, which I believe they've been doing for a while anyways, but it sounds like they've made some changes to that. So this is like a true brand split, and that's good stuff. That is good shit. But most importantly, guys, WWE is going back to what really helped them become a good company in the first place. You know, having internal competition really changed the game for WWE. And, you know, I've said this before, whether or not people want to admit it, whether WWE is going to try to compete with AEW and MLW and Impact or whatever, that's up to WWE. But WWE has shown that the best the best times in their company was when they were competing within themselves. And I think the talent from Raw and the talent from SmackDown are definitely going to want to compete against each other. But look at the talent on NXT. You know, the NXT talent at this point is clearly, like, I don't know if there's a way to explain this any better. The NXT talent are looking at making sure people know that they're looking to be number one. Like, this is going to be really cool because NXT, we don't know if they're going to be part of a draft per se. I think we'll see a couple call-ups, but obviously with NXT being on USA Network starting next week, I think NXT is going to try to keep a lot of the big names in their brand. But I think this brand right here wants to prove that the third brand, obviously Raw, SmackDown, NXT, if you had to rank them A to F, Raw is A, SmackDown's kind of the B show, NXT is the C show. I don't think that's true in terms of actual content because I think NXT is the best, but I think obviously NXT roster is going to try to prove something, and I think this is going to be sweet. I think if you're Raw and SmackDown, you definitely don't want to be losing to NXT, and if you're NXT, you definitely want to start doing things bigger than Raw and SmackDown. Just imagine how crazy this would be, but having NXT get more viewers than SmackDown and Raw. That would be really, really interesting. But again, internal competition is great. It is what made WWE so popular to begin with. And obviously people don't, it doesn't matter whether Raw and SmackDown and NXT, whichever one does the best, as long as they all do well. That's how you can tell business is good for WWE. Now, most importantly, with the wild card rule being gone, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter mention this, and I want to kind of get your guys' opinion. Because I was reading something on Twitter, and I can't remember which account it was from, unfortunately, but I got a glimpse of this tweet thread, and it was basically saying, what if WWE kind of did this whole thing with the wildcard rule where they kept it, but instead of every episode, the same amount of people could show up, WWE kind of allows, every 4 weeks, one person to go onto the other brand for a major storyline. So this way it kind of fixes the overexposure rule. And while I think it could be a good idea on paper, I think WWE just, I wouldn't trust them with that. And I think the wild card rule has such a poor negative connotation to it right now that I think there should be no wild card rule anyways, which is why WWE is done with that. But Fox wants to be separated from Raw, and Fox obviously having SmackDown, it's clear that they are looking at, I think it's very clear Fox wants to be the A show with SmackDown. USA wants Raw to be the A show. So this is going to be really cool because it's not just two, the one wrestling company competing with each other, but Fox is putting on a lot of spotlight for WWE, and it's going to make USA Network step up their game as well for promotion. So that's ultimately really important. Really quick, before we get to the spoilers, if you guys want more pro wrestling news, we are relaunching the DestinationPW.com website. We are talking with multiple people. If you guys are interested in writing or podcasting for Destination PW, go ahead and get in contact with me. Get in contact with me, guys. The information's in the description. We've actually got a couple people on board. We're just redesigning the website right now. We're working on some small things because we want to be hyper active on the website. So if you guys are interested in that, just let us know. But guys, we do have some spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, probably best to click off this video or fast forward. Well, no, honestly, it's probably best that you just click off the video at this point. But it looks like Becky Lynch could potentially be dropping her belt to Sasha Banks because Becky Lynch is being advertised for SmackDown. Fox has advertised the New Day, Roman Reigns, and Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair as part of the SmackDown roster. Now, obviously, with WWE's move to Fox, Fox wants a stacked roster, and those seem to be some of the biggest acts in WWE today. So very well could be interesting, depending on when you guys watch this video. Clash of Champions may have already happened, but there is that possibility that Sasha Banks does end up leaving she ends up leading Raw as the women's champion, where Becky Lynch ends up leaving Raw for SmackDown. Now, ultimately, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. But I want to know what you guys think, because this is some crazy shit happening in WWE. I'm excited to see where it goes and what happens, and hopefully things get better for WWE. I want to see what happens. I'm excited about this. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time.